What is going on, guys? Predator458 here, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to some more World of Warships. That's right, 2 videos in 1 week, you lucky devils, you. So yeah, this is me playing. As I said in my last video, I'd been having some trouble getting a good match due to my aim being off and, I don't know, lack of confidence in myself or whatever the case may be. But tonight we are watching some gameplay with myself at the helm of the Tier 8 American Battleship, the North Carolina, and we're taking our first shots at an Indianapolis, the fairly recently added Tier 7 American premium cruiser, and they're looking good-ish, but he is turning away, and it looks like he's slowed down, so unfortunately no joy there. Incoming shells, they all miss. Now this video I just used the shadow play feature of shadow play, and so it's only the 15 minutes, first few minutes cut out, which was fine because it was boring, and we were going very slowly and I didn't know who was going to come with me. I've got an Amagi who's following me behind a little bit, but he's also a little bit unsure of exactly where we're going to go and how we're going to do it. So things started off very slowly in this match, but they will improve. I mean, as you can see, it's been going for nearly 3.5 minutes right now, and we've barely left our spawn. But anyways, next target is up, a New Mexico at 20 kilometers, and fire off a full salvo and see if we can get any good hits on that guy. And just waiting to go and watch the shells come in. We launch our spotter plane, and unfortunately he was paying attention, so I think he slowed down a little bit and turned in. But we launch our fighter just because there could be at least some destroyers in and around our area, and hopefully that might give us a little bit of extra time to spot any torpedoes. Now thankfully someone on my team pinged the map for these aircraft coming in, because I was not paying attention. Yeah, was not paying attention, didn't see them, and thankfully saw them in time to turn and only take 1 torpedo and get set on fire, but no flooding, so that's good. So thank God for my teammate who did that, because otherwise that would have been a lot worse. Just trying to get all the guns turned around. Got a, what's that, a Chapayev at 15 kilometers. Unfortunately, I think our fighter's about to get shot down by the enemy, but we are shooting down some of the aircraft. We've done 7 already. Fire off the back turret because that was ready, and now we fire off the front 2. And there I do believe my catapult fighter was shot down. But we did get 9 aircraft in total, so that's not too bad. Shots going in, and about 22,000 damage with 2 hits on the Citadel. Not bad at all, and that enemy cruiser is suddenly a lot less confident. Now I did use my damage control team. I hadn't actually paid attention to whether or not I was flooding. I just kind of assumed I was from that torpedo and the fire, so I used it. Kind of unnecessary, and then we get set on fire immediately again, which is why any experienced battleship player knows you don't use your damage control team when you only have 1 fire, and I normally don't. Little bit of a misplay on my part, but we're still on 50,000 hit points. It's not going to cost us too much. Fire will go out in 17 seconds, and we're dodging this Chapayev's shots left and right, and I think he will hopefully be out of range soon. I'm not entirely sure what the range on his guns are, but now he's coming under fire from an allied cruiser who you can see in G3. I'm not sure what that was. It was a Mogami, I think, but that's made him turn away, and he's no longer focusing us down, which is good. Take some more shots, unfortunately a little bit too much elevation, and no luck with that salvo. But anyways, you can see the majority of the enemy team pushed into the northeast corner of the map, and they're all in front of us, and we're now going to sort of start moving towards them to engage. Oh, unfortunately I did have to make a course adjustment because of this Amagi coming in towards me, and I didn't want to ram him, but he's going to go in front of us now, and we'll be able to continue on our course towards the enemy fleet. Shots in on the North Carolina, 4 hits, just shy of 6,000 damage, and now he's turning hard to port for some reason, so I have to respond and start slowing down. And obviously, okay, there we go, he was turning in order to get his rear guns on target. Enemy North Carolina is presenting a little bit more of a broadside here, not quite as flat as we would like, and I'm just waiting to see if he's going to continue the course, and it looks like he's not. He is actually going to turn in towards us. Amagi does something a bit silly and runs himself aground, broadside on, 15 kilometers away from a North Carolina. We all know how much the North Carolina and Iowa and Montana all had their accuracy buffed. So I'm sort of charging in to try and see if I can get this guy to shoot at me, but he would be an idiot if he did that. None of my shells land. His shells go into the Amagi, and RNG was on the Amagi side because they do very little damage. So we're just trying to close distance here, trying to make ourselves a more important target or whatever, so that he doesn't punish our Amagi for beaching himself. Rear guns only manage one shot. Torpedoes coming in, it looks like he only takes one. Bit unfortunate, we could have really done with our carrier player landing a few more hits, and this guy is still just reversing broadside onto the North Carolina. More shots going in. I don't think I watched how those ones went, so I'm not sure if RNG was a bit kinder to the enemy North Carolina that time. But now our cruiser is starting to put some fire down onto the enemy battleship, so that's quite good. Just getting our guns turned around because there's not a whole lot of point to shooting at the North Carolina right now, not at that angle. Got this Indianapolis who's broadside onto us, and North Carolina is now looking at our allied cruiser. So I think we're going to get all guns on target on someone. Who are we going to shoot at? It's going to be the New Mexico, the Miyoko, just don't remember. But we are watching that Miyoko like a hawk because we are just about within torpedo range. Indianapolis, we're going to take a shot with the front two guns. He's 13 kilometers away. There's a great range to be engaging him, especially with these accuracy buffs. And we're going to watch the shells go in. Indeed, we are. 17,000 damage done from one Citadel and one regular hit. Got the rear gun armed and ready and on target, so we fire that off. And how did these do? Looks like some great grouping. 2 Citadels and a hit for 22,000 damage. We get the kill, and we get devastating strike. But he was well within torpedo range, and he was trying to turn away, so we know what that means. And it actually looks like our Amagi got out of that situation quite well. New Mexico, unfortunately, looks like perhaps he was paying attention to us and has slowed down. Indianapolis is now engaging us and has set us on fire. So now we've got the rear gun ready, and we're going to fire that one off. And yeah, I really want to push in, but with the North Carolina angled at us like that, I don't know, I just don't feel it working out too well. Shots, unfortunately, on the New Mexico land a little bit short, and now the Indianapolis is becoming a pain in the ass. And there are the torpedoes from the, was that a Miyoko that we destroyed, and no issue there to dodge them. And now we can go back up to full speed and see what we can do. We're down to about half health right now. Fire's almost out, and as soon as that is out, we'll use our repair party and build up some more hit points. New Mexico is firing at us, but because we started moving forward, those are all going to miss. Unfortunately, we get 3 hits or so on the Indianapolis and do about 8,000 damage or so. We're going to fire off the rear turret at the New Mexico, and we're going to start moving forward, hopefully with our Amagi buddy, and there we go, we trigger the repair party, and we're going to build ourselves back up to just over 50% hit points. Things are not going terribly well for our team. We've lost a battleship, 4 cruisers and a destroyer. The enemy team has lost 2 cruisers and 2 destroyers, and they're leading us by roughly 200 points at the moment. Enemy aircraft carrier is spotted, but he is out of range, unfortunately. So we're moving forward at full speed, just at 27 knots now, but we don't really have a great target. Indianapolis is quite far away, and he's paying attention to us. If we shoot at him, he's going to likely maneuver out the way without too much of an issue. But this New Mexico is a different story. It looks from the minimap and from my little peeking there that it's not quite full broadside on, but it's a better angle, and he's nice and close. Unfortunately, he knows we're here, so he's turning in, and we're going to fire off a full salvo and immediately slow down and start turning to starboard to try and get the angle on. We only manage a single hit. I guess poor aiming on my part. As I said, I'm not, my skills are not where they used to be at the moment. I'm still trying to figure it out. We bounce a whole bunch of his shells and we're back up to full speed, but he's going to just keep on angling. We're taking more fire from the Indianapolis, and I'd really love it if the Amagi or the cruiser that we have that's in C2 at the moment would put some pressure on. So we're going to fire off all 3 guns, and now we're going to have to do something a little bit risky. We're going to have to turn around. 5 hits, some good damage, take 5,000 in return from the New Mexico, but I didn't want to get any closer because the New Mexico does have really good armor, and on top of that I put myself in the position where he can ram me. At least that's what I was a little bit worried about. Thankfully the North Carolina wasn't paying attention enough to our move, and we're able to get angled before he can get his guns on target. But I didn't want to put myself in a position where I was potentially going to get rammed by the New Mexico, because hell, you know, you use a tier 6 battleship to take out a tier 8 battleship, that's a pretty good deal. And with us being so low on ships already, he might try it. So I just decided to turn around, and thankfully we weren't punished, even though it was quite risky. Exposing a little bit too much of a broadside here, but I was kind of hoping to get my guns off before him. He does 8,000 damage, but I think you know, all of his turrets weren't on the same reload at the time, so caught me out a little bit there. But we're going to use another heal, build ourselves back up to about a quarter hit points, and now it looks like he's turning to give us a broadside. Can we punish him for this? Just keep an eye out on the planes now that I've been reminded of it. And 8 hits for 17,000 damage, only take 1,000 in return, so that's not bad at all. And yeah, I mean, this guy's outnumbered, 2 battleships and a cruiser, hopefully focusing on him. So again, we just kind of give a little bit too much of our broadside to get all 3 guns on target, but we only take 4,000, so that's not too bad. And what's he going to do now? Is he going to keep turning, or is he going to stop now? It looks like he's stopping, and he's going to turn back towards us. Now we do have 2 ships on the cap, 7 hits for 14,000, he's down to 2,000, so I feel confident to start turning back and my allies take him out. Now we are still, it's less than 200 points down now, but we are down on ships, so I decide that what I'm going to do is I'm going to head into the cap zone, because that will hopefully put pressure on the enemy. They'll come back to try and get us, hopefully get some more damage done, and maybe try and win the match, because it's a win is not certain at the moment. So we stagger the fire from our 3 turrets and hope that maybe we can finish off the Indianapolis, who was being a little bit of pain in the arse a little bit earlier. We've got a York coming in at 15, and Tirpitz quite far back, but I think he also, if you look on the mini-map, he sort of might be coming this way, so we just got to keep an eye on him. We've got bombers coming in, so we launch our catapult fighter and we select up the bombers. And we're nearly ready to fire on the main guns. We didn't unfortunately get any hits on the Indianapolis, but again, we're just going to stagger the shots, and here come the bombers, but they're not coming for me, which I'd say I'd probably be a better target because I'm on quite low health. 2 hits, 8,000 damage, and we get Confederate. We've shot down 2 more planes, and yeah, I haven't got Confederate in a long time. I'm going to select up those bombers because the other ones have already dropped their payload, and we get another plane shot down. So 11,000 hit points. This guy looks like he's reversing. Kind of look at the smoke, it looks like it's going forward, so I'm going to fire off behind him. And unfortunately we got no more heals, so 17,198 hit points. That is all that we have left remaining. Shots going in, another well-placed salvo, 4 hits, 7,000 damage. Unfortunately no citadels. That would have been nice. I did have a match earlier in the evening when I was playing this game that I fired on a AFK German cruiser, a Rune or something, in the North Carolina at max range. He was in a spawn, he got spotted somehow. I managed to get a citadel, but no such luck against the York. But we're going to fire off another salvo, and we don't need too many shots to hit to kill him. He's turning in, but yeah, we've covered a large enough area with our 16-inch shells, and we're able to get the kill. Tirpitz is firing on us, and he misses, and we have very nearly captured the point. Are we going to get another salvo off to finish the Indianapolis? Unfortunately not. And that is the end of the game. So, as you can see, not a bad match, not the best I've ever had, but not bad at all. 382,000 credits, 3,200 experience, got devastating strike and Confederate, 47 target hits, 12 planes shot down, 2 kills, 4 citadels, assisted in a base capture once, getting 147,300 damage, and completing the Let's Do This mission. As for the team score, we came first place on the team with a base XP of 2,131. nearly 1,000 points ahead of the Mogami in second place. Hippo on the enemy team was first with a base XP of 1,084, with their North Carolina in second place with 933. And then as for the detailed report, as we said, 147,306 damage done. And yeah, that was it. 14 planes shot down, 5 fighters, 7 bombers. And of course, and obviously we lost our 1 catapult fighter. I mean, not bad. We did 50,000 damage nearly to the New Mexico, 22 to Myoko, 24 to Indianapolis. So not a bad little match. And it's good to kind of start feeling like I'm getting the hang of things again. But anyways, that is it for this video. You might even have a third video this week. Either it will be a viewer replay, or I did have a Yamato game on the same night I played this North Carolina game, which was not bad. A little bit more damage. I mean, not quite the epic 200,000 damage you would hope from a tier 10 battleship, but it wasn't a bad game, so I might show that off. But anyways, as I said, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button down below and consider subscribing for more World of Warships, Armored Warfare, and a few other things that are thrown to the mix from time to time. But that is it from me. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is Predator 458 signing off, and I will see you guys next time.